Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking products to heal your skin barrier. Now, all the way back in 2018, I shared my journey with how I damaged my skin barrier or my moisture barrier and the steps, methods, and products that I use to heal my skin. And so many of you resonated with that content and continue to resonate with that content and view those videos even to this day, which always blows my mind. And I get a lot of questions about the moisture barrier and specifically what products did I use to heal my skin. And let me tell you, the products that I used back in 2018 are not necessarily the products that I would recommend today in 2024. Treat today's video as an update to that content. It's not just about the products that you're using, but it's about the method that you're using, how you're approaching your skincare and how you're treating your skin and your mindset towards your skin and skincare. So I'm going to be sharing that along with some great hints and tips too when it comes to using these products and how they can bring you some relief on your healing journey. So if you're so ready to jump into the video, give it a big thumbs up and let's dive right in. Let's talk about the method for healing your damaged skin barrier. And I really think about this like when you bake a cake. You do get a list of ingredients, right? But you also get the method. And this is crucially important to your cake coming out the right way, right? If you're baking a cake, you want it to be fluffy and moist and delicious, right? And risen after you've baked it. But if you don't have the method and you just have a list of ingredients, it's going to be difficult for you to get that recipe just right and for that cake to come out right. I have a 4-step method that also includes a bonus optional 5th step. So step number 1, stop all forms of chemical exfoliation, vitamin C, retinoids, etc., etc. You know the ingredients that I'm talking about. You need to stop using your AHAs, your BHAs, your azelaic acid, your pure forms of ascorbic acid, your retinoids, your retinol, your retinaldehyde, tretinoin. This is not the time for those types of ingredients. They can be aggressive even on healthy, strong skin, and your skin is not healthy and strong. It is damaged. It is a vulnerable little baby, and so we need to be treating it as such. Step number 2 is to focus on hydration to soothe the dehydration. So that's the feeling that you're getting in your skin where it's like really itchy, it's kind of irritated, it's tight, it almost feels really dry, like deep underneath the surface of your skin. It feels like your skincare is not lasting throughout the day. You just kind of want to put more skincare on because your skin just feels so dry, right? Those are signs of dehydration, and lots of hydrating skincare will really soothe and relieve that. But the key here to remember, while it's going to soothe these symptoms, it's not going to heal your moisture barrier. I think people think that if you just put a lot of hydration on your skin, you will heal your moisture barrier, and it's not really getting down to the source. It's really just soothing a symptom. It's an important step. It's just not the only step. Another step that you want to consider in your healing skin barrier routine is to soothe that irritation. Another symptom of your damaged moisture barrier. Your skin's probably feeling itchy. It's probably feeling burny. It's probably stinging a lot when you put skincare on. These are all signs that your moisture barrier is not working the way it's supposed to. It's not strong and healthy. And so you want to incorporate some soothing types of products that are going to really bring relief to your skin and bring down the inflammation. And then the 4th and most crucial step of all is to incorporate ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids into your skincare routine for healing. These 3 lipids are actually the lipids that make up the majority of your skin barrier. Ceramides being 50% of your skin barrier and cholesterol and fatty acids 25% respectively. So these lipids actually go in and seal up all the cracks and the holes in your moisture barrier. So your moisture barrier is like this, right? When it's healthy, it's nice and strong and there's no cracks. Think about bricks and mortar, right? There are no gaps. But when it becomes damaged, it will actually start to show gaps and weak points. And that's actually where the hydration is escaping from, right? And that is what's making your skin so vulnerable to inflammation, irritation, acne, bacteria, things like that, right? So when you use these 3 ingredients, which are the major components of your moisture barrier, it seals up the holes. This is why these ingredients are so important. This is where the true healing really is going to occur. Now, my fifth optional step is to add in moisture to nourish your dry skin, because your skin might, not everybody, right? And that's why I said it's optional. Your skin might actually respond to a lot more moisture, lipid content, emolliency in your skincare routine than what you're normally used to. And pro tip for you, when you're choosing skincare products for your skin barrier healing routine, you want to look for products that do not contain fragrance, essential oils, fragrant compounds, drying forms of alcohol, and you may also want to avoid products that have a lot of plant extracts in them, because all of these ingredients have the potential to irritate your skin when it's in this vulnerable state. Let's talk products, and let's start with the hydrating category first. For me, it really is all about those hydrating toners. They're so amazingly versatile. And my pick, I really just have one here. It is the Make Prem Relief Me Essence Toner. The reason why I picked this and why I like it so much, it's a couple of reasons. The ingredients list is very minimal. As I've already alluded to the fact that your skin is very vulnerable and very prone to sensitivity and irritation right now, we want to keep the ingredients on the minimal side, right? And I do believe that this toner does that. There's some, but there's not a lot of excessive plant extracts here. There's a little ceramide NP content. It's going to be helpful, right? We're going to focus on that a little bit later, but this will be helpful. Let's take it where we can get it. It's got a great texture. It's really watery. It's very hydrating, quickly absorbed into the skin, but it doesn't feel thick and sticky. My pro tip, layering it onto your skin a couple of times. Don't just do one and be done. Really tune into your skin and the level of dehydration that you are experiencing, and feel free to put on 2, 3, even 4 layers. Really let that toner kind of sink into your skin and dry to about 50% before you put on your next layer. When you layer onto damp skin, your skin really accepts it a lot better, and it can kind of be like brought into the skin a little bit deeper. Now let's talk about ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. As I've already said, this is an extremely crucial step. This is going to fast track your healing process. If you're not using these types of products and your barrier is damaged, this is the thing. This is what I would say. Like I said, there's not going to be one product that does it for you, but if there was, it would be found in this category. Quite honestly, when I stumbled through healing my barrier, because let me tell you, this content did not exist at that time. There was not okay, do this and then I do this and then I do this. There was no easy way. I did it the hard way. And I was really struggling for like a long time, like a month, before I really started to learn about ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids, and how they can help with your skin barrier. And once I incorporated this step into my routine, things really started to accelerate for me with the healing. Things really started to take off for me. And I really noticed the progress. And then it was just a matter of a few weeks before I was really starting to feel good again. So don't skip it, is what I'm saying. Now, I have a couple picks for you. Stratia Lipid Gold has got to be the first one that I mentioned, because that is actually truly the product that I used in 2018. You see it in all my skincare routines. I have been using it since 2018 when I first ordered it, when my barrier was like non-existent. I was so damaged. This is the product that helped me through. And so it is a really good mix of barrier strengthening and healing ingredients. The ceramides, the cholesterol, the fatty acids. We also have some niacinamide in here. We have panthenol, we have squalane, we have sea buckthorn. There's a lot of really great emollient ingredients in here that offer a lot of that comforting moisture and nourishment to the skin. Like I said, you might be feeling very dry, and I was. And so that really helped to ease that pain from moving my face and my skin. But it really did help to strengthen my moisture barrier as well. So this is like a serum lotion hybrid product. You can use it a couple of different ways. If your barrier is damaged though, I would highly suggest you use this as a serum, not as a lotion or a moisturizer. You need something more occlusive on top of this, because your barrier is not working the way it's supposed to. You need something to act as a temporary barrier to hold all your hydration in. And this is a very thin, lotion-like creamy type of texture. It's just not going to work that hard to hold hydration in. It's going to work hard to heal your barrier, but it's not an occlusive. Now my next pick is the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Serum, and I really like this because it has a similar focus as Lipid Gold does. The ceramides, the cholesterol, the fatty acids, they just have a little bit more of an emphasis on fatty acids in this, and a little bit more of a diversity of fatty acid content here, and a lot of focus on omega 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, which are actually really crucially beneficial to your skin barrier. Really, the core here is still the same with those barrier replenishing, strengthening, and healing lipids. This also has a cream texture. This is not going to double as a lotion or a moisturizer. It truly is a serum. Again, something that doesn't have a occlusivity to it. So I wanted to throw in a third option in this mix because you may be having that very frustrating experience of having very dehydrated, tight, almost dry feeling skin deep underneath a layer of oil. And you're like, I just don't want to make anything feel thicker on top of my skin. I totally get it. The Torriden Solid in Essence. This also has a focus on the ceramides, the cholesterol, and the fatty acids, but they're doing it in a more watery gel-like way instead of like a oil cream-like way. There's a heavy focus on panthenol in here, which is a beautiful humectant. It is very hydrating. It's amazing for dehydrated skin, not just because it soothes those symptoms of your skin lacking water or hydration, but it's actually also an ingredient that is beneficial to your skin barrier as well. It actually helps to promote the lipids within your skin. Amazing. If you have not been using panthenol, this is an ingredient to know about in your skincare, especially when it comes to barrier care. Now let's talk about nourishing moisture. This is a really important step as well. As I mentioned, you don't want to skip out on moisturizer right now. This is actually going to be a product that is going to work as a temporary barrier for your skin, because remember, your moisture barrier ain't working the way it's supposed to be. So let's help it out, right? Let's put a temporary barrier on our skin to help hold the hydration in a little bit longer. It is going to escape, you know what I mean? Transepidermal water loss is going to occur, but when you use a moisturizer, it helps to slow it down. So your skincare is lasting a little bit longer and that gnawing tight feeling isn't going to be bothering you as quickly. Torriden Solid in Cream. This is just a great line to go towards for barrier care and for barrier healing. So a really similar point of view here with the ingredients. We do have all that lipid content, the panthenol here. It's a creamy texture. It's not a heavy texture in my personal opinion. So this would be a good pick if you need something kind of borderline light. I really wouldn't recommend gel moisturizers at this point in time. You really do want to create something that has some occlusivity. This is just a little bit lighter in the occlusivity. So you're not feeling like it's super duper heavy or like you're sealing your skin off with like a thick jelly like petrolatum type layer, right? I think that this is a really nice soothing cream if you're getting a lot of oil, if you're in a hot climate, but you need that temporary barrier, this would be a good one to choose. Illiyoon 80 Ceramide Concentrate Cream. I love this so much. This is so great. This is a somewhat rich medium weight moisturizer. There is ceramide content in here, but they're actually, you don't really see, you see ceramide NP, but there's actually some interesting ceramide content here, lab made ceramide, so it's not as recognizable to our eye on the ingredients list, but there is a lot more than just that tiny little ceramide NP at the bottom of the list. There's some oil content in here. There's some really beautiful nourishing ingredients in here. It's a really silky, rich cream. Like I said, medium weight, definitely much heftier and thicker than the Torriden cream is, but it actually feels incredibly soothing, especially if you're manifesting a lot of dryness on your skin from the dehydration. You are definitely going to feel a lot of soothing comfort with this cream. I also really like the Cerave moisturizing cream, and that's actually really the moisturizer I leaned on pretty heavily when I was healing my damaged moisture barrier. It was cheap, it was accessible, it was effective. This is obviously a formula that is all focused on barrier care. There is a little bit of petrolatum in this cream as well. It's not super full on like Vaseline, right? But there's a little bit here, and that actually is an amazing occlusive ingredient for you to know about because it does create that temporary barrier on your skin that holds the hydration into your skin longer, and really resists the transepidermal water loss. Now, this texture is kind of in between what Torriden is and what Illiyoon is. It's a medium cream. It just doesn't have quite the oil-based richness that Illiyoon does, but it has a little bit more occlusivity and a little bit more protective feel than Torriden does. Now, here's a pro tip for you when you are going through the worst of your damaged skin barrier. Do not be afraid to put another layer of moisturizer on in the middle of the day. If you are feeling like how I was, which was like, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my skin was like crawling. I just couldn't take it. The irritation, the inflammation, the burning, the dehydration, the tightness in my skin. I just wanted to wash my face and just put on like all fresh skincare just to soothe, you know, what was going on top of my skin. And that's not always an option for some of us, right? So don't be afraid to put on a little dab of your moisturizer midday, especially in the air. For me, it's always the chin. It's always the chin. If there's certain areas, just put it on those certain areas. If it's your full face, put it on your full face. Don't be ashamed, because really remember that this is, like I said, helping to hold in the hydration. The hydration is escaping at a very fast rate because your barrier is damaged. Help it out. Now, as I mentioned, adding some additional moisture into your routine may be the right choice for you at this point in time. I think if your dehydration is feeling a lot more on the dry side, flaky skin, inflamed skin, rather than like a lot of thick oil on top of your skin, if you're feeling more dry, I would suggest actually adding in a facial oil into your routine if you're not already using one. Some oil actually does have fatty acid content to it as well that can be very helpful for healing your moisture barrier. So the one that I really like is the Stratia Fortify Oil Blend. It actually has been specifically formulated with the omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids in mind. Remember, those are the ones that really help your barrier to help take down the inflammation and really strengthen up your skin. So I really like this blend. And a pro tip for you, if you do want to incorporate some oil, you can either mix a few drops into your moisturizer, and that kind of cuts down on some of the thickness that you can get with oil. So if you're like an oil newbie, this might be a more comfortable way for you to incorporate it into your skincare routine. If you're like, give me all the moisture, my skin is so dry like the desert, I really do suggest that you put your oil on in a layer underneath your moisturizer. Don't put it on top. There is a time and place for that, and it can be beneficial, but when you're trying to heal your moisture barrier and soothe your skin, you want that oil as close to the skin underneath that moisturizer. Now let's talk irritation, because your skin is probably itching, burning, stinging, on fire, right? Like I was saying, like the symptoms of dehydration are one thing, right? But the irritation and inflammation on your skin is probably like off the charts. If your barrier is as damaged as mine was, it's off the charts, and you need some relief. You do want to add in some products that are going to bring you quick relief so you can just get on with your day. So one of my favorites is the Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm. This stuff is so great for calming the itchiness and the inflammation. It feels so amazing. So if you do need to put on a layer of a cream in the middle of the day, I would actually suggest using this one if you're feeling a lot of itchiness and irritation, because there is soothing madecassoside in here. There's some different ingredients in here that really do help to promote healing of the skin and really do help to take down inflammation, as well as some dimethicone, which also acts as an occlusive, temporary barrier, remember, to help slow down the loss of hydration in your skin. So this could be really great for midday application when you just can't take it, but you can't wash your face yet, right? You can also use this on top of your moisturizer like a sleeping mask if the irritation and the redness and everything is just so bad. You can even mix this like a dab of this into your moisturizer. It not only thickens up your moisturizer so you get more occlusivity with that dimethicone, but you get that soothing element with the madecassoside and the healing components to this as well. Cerave Healing Ointment. Now the main ingredient here is about 49% of petrolatum, and as we've already covered, that is a very occlusive ingredient, and this is a pretty big percentage. They've also added in some ceramides in here, as well as some other lipids to help with your skin barrier. And so you can use this on top of your moisturizer, like a much thicker sleeping mask than like the Cicaplast would be. It's a lot more occlusive than Cicaplast. So if you want to really preserve that hydration, because I imagine you're probably waking up in the morning and your face feels like all shriveled and tight and dry, deep underneath, the petrolatum will help to ease some of that. It really just stops the loss of hydration. If you're just like, you know what, I'm not into makeup or anything like that, and your dehydration is really bad, you may also want to mix some of this into your moisturizer, a little dab of this into your moisturizer, and just put it right onto your face. It's not the best for applying makeup on top, I will be honest. It's a little thick and greasy, but it actually is one of the best ways to preserve all the hydration in your skin. So like work from home days, perfect. And I have to share with you the Bioderma Sensibio wash off mask. OMG, talk about relief on contact. I love this mask so much. It's so unassuming. It looks so boring. It just looks like a basic moisturizing cream mask. It is not. It is not. The secret ingredient here is actually licorice root. Now, licorice root is a strong anti-inflammation ingredient. So if your skin is burning, itching, if it's really red as well, use this mask. It is so gentle, but it really takes down the inflammation and the itching. It really soothes the irritation anytime my skin feels irritated. And even if it's not just my barrier, but like I just get irritation from skincare products, I use this and it calms my skin down. And when my skin is calm, I am calm. Do you know what I mean? When your skin gets irritated, it's just like, oh, all I can think about is what's happening on my face. This just helps to soothe it, and it takes the redness down as well. And I love that it just infuses that creaminess into your skin. It's not really, really rich. It's not oil-based at all, but it infuses a little layer of comfort onto your skin because your skin is probably the most vulnerable when you're washing it. And so it just kind of creates that little layer of protection on your skin as you're layering the rest of your skincare routine on. So if I damaged my skin barrier, this is exactly what I would use today in 2024. I really do hope that this video was helpful to you. And I am so grateful to all of you who are watching, who I have been able to help throughout the years by sharing my moisture barrier content and my journey with my damaged barrier and everything that I've learned along the way. It definitely is a journey. And thank you so much for allowing me to help you out with yours. I'm so grateful. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next video. And hey, if this one was helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.